Welcome to the 24th episode of the Mayor's Mixtape. I'm Haley Sue Robinson, Director of Public Affairs for the City of Pueblo.
City of Pueblo Mayor Heather Graham.
And you can find us on YouTube, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Apple. You also can watch a replay on local channel 17. Wherever you get your podcasts, like, share, subscribe. And if you want to suggest a topic or ask a question, you can email us mayor@pueblo.us. Speaking of questions, we got a question from one of the listeners. Mayor, should Pueblo have a dump closer to the east side, Belmont, and Blend? With more growth comes more trash, and there's no dump on that side of town.
I think that with the current landfill that we have off the Beulah Highway, we have additional capacity that the city is currently the owner of, and we've been working with the owner of the rest of the property maybe to sell our portion.
Oh, okay.
In order for them if they get to that capacity point. But for right now, the city dump is...
It's sufficient for our needs.
It's sufficient for our needs currently.
Okay. I also know, because like a lot of folks worry about affordability, and so we sell the large voucher tickets at Public Works. Yep. You can also get them online. But that's also part of the reason why you and Councilor Martinez started the Team Up to Clean Up the twice annual event. Yeah. Just because a lot of folks are like...
So expensive.
Or even just, to take a trip, maybe I only have a mattress, and so I don't really want to go to the dump or something, and it's just a convenience factor.
Yeah, and we'll be having our fall Team Up to Clean Up event in October.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we've set the date.
We have not set the date yet, but
it's normally October, and two sites, the one at CSU Pueblo and the one at the Colorado State Fair, and I think that's a big convenience for a lot of people. A lot of people love it, so cool. Good question. All right, so actually speaking of the Colorado State Fair, last night we had the executive director from the State Fair at the work session. And shared some new things that are available this year, like Sensory Day, the Exceptional Rodeo, and then like site improvements such as air conditioning improvement at the Palace of Agriculture, which I always think is funny because locals, we just call it the Ag Palace, right? But it is called the Palace of Agriculture. And I saw it on the screen and I just like laughed because I kind of forget that that's what it's called. And then they also did a asphalt resurface of the Kids Carnival area. So those are some exciting things coming. Mayor, I know you're a big fan of the Colorado State Fair. What are you looking forward to most this year?
The food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to go out and have the carnival food and the rodeo. That's always fun too.
That is really fun. Yeah, and there's a couple opportunities for rodeo.
I think it's like the first 5 nights.
Yeah, I think so too.
The rodeo series.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. But I'm looking forward to the state fair. Actually, hopefully next week or in the coming weeks, we're going to talk a little bit more about what the city does for the state fair and prep for that.
Well, I can tell you that we're bringing trash cans, dumpsters around, street sweepers.
Yeah.
Something that we've been doing for the last couple of years and seems to help with the trash.
I know the neighbors really appreciate the extra dumpsters. Yep. That's one thing that folks complain about year after year is people leave and then they just throw their trash in the street and say, well, I had fun at the fair. Someone else can clean it up. So I think that's been a huge help for sure.
Yeah. I also like going to the fair on the last day of the fair last year too. Last year I went to help the city sales tax division collect the city sales tax on all the goods and foods that were sold, and it was interesting to see the process and how that plays out and how hard the staff works to be able to collect and get the amounts right for all of the vendors in the fair. So it brings a large dollar amount sales tax wise into the city, and so we're super appreciative of that.
Well, in the sales tax division, they actually do a lot of prep work ahead of time. They work really hard that last day for collection, but they go out and meet with each of the vendors.
Make sure they're licensed. Yep.
I know they work hand in hand also with the food inspectors from the health department. So there's a lot of prep
regional
work.
buildings, so they go out and inspect all the electrical and all the generators for each of the vendors that are set up. So it's quite the push for all government involved.
Cool. Very exciting. Well, the theme for this year is growing the tradition. So don't forget to get your tickets or plan to attend your favorite event. There's some pretty good lineups. I know I'm going to go see Fluffy. I'm excited for that. But the State Fair's in town August 22nd through September 1st. So we're excited for that. Mayor, another thing that we talked about last night for the work session was the wastewater improvement proposal at the St. Charles Industrial Park. Mm-hmm. We heard from Economic Development Partners, PEDCO, and their request for wastewater infrastructure improvements. Can you kind of walk us through what this proposal looks like or
Sure.
potential?
So in the southern end of town, there is a need for infrastructure, wastewater improvements that are going to be a pretty hefty price. We heard the number 16 to 17 million last night for could be specific projects going in, could just be residential and commercial users down the line. And so PEDCO came to City Council to ask to push forward an initiative to be able to use half-cent sales tax dollars to put this infrastructure in to help grow the St. Charles Industrial Park for possibly prospects that we're working with right now, or maybe down the line for residential development or commercial development. There were some good questions by City Council. I thought, we haven't quite seen a master plan yet developed for the area when it comes to residential or commercial, and who those users would potentially be, what developers it would potentially benefit for this infrastructure to go in. And so I know that the City Council is going to be inquiring about next steps moving forward, what additional costs would be. We're going to look at getting an engineering firm to help consult on some of these issues and bring it back to City Council. We learned last night that this could be a year to a year and a half process in order to even start to get the lift station in, because there's so many moving parts involved. And so this would have to be something that started now if we want to see it come to fruition in the next couple of years. So City Council gave the direction last night to move forward the process so that they could have more of their questions answered.
So do we think we'll probably see additional work session presentations for this, or?
I think first you'll see an ordinance come through about hiring a consulting firm or an engineer firm to come in and lay out what the exact cost and needs are going to be. But I'm not really sure how they do that when they don't know exactly what you're upsizing a lift station for. We don't know how many houses. We don't know what kind of commercial real estate. If this is a prospect of PEDCOs, we don't know what their max user rate could be with all of their phases. And so I think that there's a lot of questions up in the air. So I assume that we'll have several work sessions moving forward on this topic.
Got it. I also know there were a lot of questions for our director of wastewater, Andrew Ahrens, last night. And one of the things she mentioned was when wastewater improvement takes place, then we have to consider things like permitting and then going potentially into a design phase to expand the plant. Can you explain maybe where those dollars would come from to expand the plant, or what that looks like?
So right now our plant sits at about 60%. If we were to bring in a large user or several large users, we would hit that 80% threshold, in which we would need to be in design phase to upgrade the size of our wastewater plant. And upgrading of the plant could be upwards of $20 million for the clarifiers that would need to be put into place. Those costs would be paid by the ratepayers. So if you remember, I think last year City Council, there was a request, there was a study that was done that said that we needed to increase our wastewater fees and city council voted that down.
Sure.
So at this time, we're not collecting those additional rates in order to maximize our plant if we needed to. So that would have to be another topic and conversation that would have to be brought back to city council.
Because wastewater is an enterprise, so those fees that are collected, we see it on our water bill, and also like lots of folks get really confused of, hey, my water bill is so high, and so then they call us, but that's with Pueblo Water. But then wastewater fees are collected with the water bill, and so there's sometimes confusion of, why are you guys charging me so much money?
Yeah, because it's a couple different entities on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
okay.
I think that this is a much larger topic, and it's going to take a lot of discussion moving forward.
It just seems like there needs to be further clarification of how the growth progresses or how we want to approach it.
And, you know, when we're specifically talking about this, we're looking at a prospect that could be a large users, right? So when we are talking about growth, I heard that a lot last night. This could potentially be for one business. So, one business could use up half of the capacity that we have left at the plant.
Okay.
So the growth would naturally come from the jobs that would be brought because of that one business, but I wouldn't necessarily say it would be because so many additional businesses would be in the industrial park.
It could just be one business.
It could just be one. So I think that that's also something that city council needs to have more information on, whether this is one large user, what multiple users would entail, what multiple residential, and what kind of the mix would be, and then when we would hit the capacity point, because there's just a lot at play right now.
Which then would maybe help with the decision process, because there was discussion about if it was one large lift station or if it was multiple smaller lift stations. Multiple smaller lift stations seems to be something more geared towards residential development, because it would be spread out over the users, whereas that large one, if it were to be one, then we would just have to invest in a big, large lift station all at once.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
It's as clear as I can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say I felt like Andra did a really good job of, sometimes she gets a little over my head, and I have to say, Andra, remember, it's just me. So I gotta explain it to other. She did a great job last night. Yeah. So I felt like it was enough in layman's terms for the rest of us.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually mean to make a pun about clarifying, but then I realized, like, we were talking about clarifiers at the wastewater department. So yeah, I'll have to give that one to Andra.
Yeah.
a new one she can use. We also heard from our county treasurer last night about property tax. We won't go into all of that just because that's with the county, but I would encourage any of our listeners, if they didn't catch the work session last night, either check it out on our Facebook page, or it's also uploaded to our YouTube page as well when that's finished. So a lot of good information there. But it was a good work session night and not too late.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add about the work session last night, Mayor?
No, I think we covered it.
Yeah. I do want to remind folks that this Saturday, El Centro de Quinto Sol is doing their school supply drive. So they have a free giveaway for students kindergarten through 12th grade. They're doing free haircuts and school supplies while they last. So that is from 9 to 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. It's hard to believe it's August and school's coming back, but lots of great opportunities for kids to get what they need. So that should be a great opportunity. Another thing I do want to bring up to our listeners as well. We took a great trip to the dog park.
We did, yes.
Yes. So if you haven't seen the video on the mayor's Facebook page, we put a little GoPro on Lucy, the first dog.
Yep.
Had some fun at City Park Dog Park, and it's also on our Instagram page. So if you haven't seen that, it's pretty entertaining.
And then stay tuned for the dogs
Oh, yeah.
Being able to swim at City Park, and that's going to be September.
Pups in the pool.
September 1st?
September 1st, Labor Day.
So a few more weeks and pups in the pools.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is fun. The dogs love it, and like it's just kind of mass chaos with all the fur and everything, but they have 2 sessions and it's a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. Well, it's a little bit of a light week with the work session and everything else, but looking forward to more to come next week. Don't forget, you can find us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Buzzsprout. Watch us on Channel 17, wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and you can email us for your topic or questions, mayor@pueblo.us, and we'll see you next week.